Beyonce has hired a surrogate mother to carry her and Jay-Z's child.
It's actually the most ridiculous rumor I think I've ever had about me. But there are actually a lot of people that believe this rumor. And it's crazy. I guess there are some crazy celebrities in the world, so we get a bad rep. But to think that I would be that vain, and I respect mothers and women so much, and to be able to experience bringing a child into this world.
So right there, you have Beyonce speaking on those rumors that she faked her pregnancy and how deeply that talk affected her. But lately, the internet streets have been buzzing again because some people claim that after Wendy Williams spoke about Beyonce's alleged fake baby bump, Wendy suddenly started getting labeled as mentally unfit and pushed out of the spotlight.
Okay, so here's Beyonce, and she's walking out, and everything is fine. She's 5 months pregnant. Then she sits down, and okay, no, we're gonna rerun it until you see it. Let's do it in slow motion. You'll notice she's either giving birth to a Frisbee or Stewie from Family Guy. Look at the shape. Look, do you see? There it is, there it is. What that is, B?
Now look, the situation can get confusing for a lot of people. Wendy was not the person who started the fake bump rumor, and she was not even the first voice in the media to bring it up. Still, every time the topic of Beyonce's alleged bump pops up, Wendy's commentary somehow gets dragged right back into the spotlight. And people say that she even received a cease and desist from the Carters just for talking about them. That makes many people ask one big question. What exactly made Wendy's coverage so different from everyone else talking about it? Some believe it is because Wendy went further and suggested that Beyonce's pregnancy announcement might have also been a strategic move to keep Jay-Z's alleged mistress at a distance.
Beyonce's pregnancy is a way of keeping Jay-Z's alleged mistress away. You know, this is what I love. This is what I love about this show. You can't see everything that I can see, but people are snapping their necks in nodation.
That leads to the next name that always pops up in this messy conversation. People started pointing toward Kay White. Yes, the same Kathy White who was rumored at the time to allegedly be expecting with Jay-Z when Beyonce made that huge pregnancy announcement.
Kathy White's true killer is going to be unveiled. And it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Maybe everything really is connected, just like people have been saying for years. So let's break this whole situation down step by step, because the story gets messy real fast. When Beyonce first announced she was expecting, Wendy Williams wasted no time bringing the conversation straight to her Hot Topics segment. At that time, Wendy suggested that Beyonce and Jay-Z might be playing the media game, stirring up dramatic rumors to build hype for their On the Run HBO special. According to Wendy, the timing of everything looked a little too convenient. But things got even louder once the rumors started spreading that Beyonce may have been wearing a fake baby bump. Wendy jumped right into the discussion and even played a clip on her show where Beyonce's stomach appeared to fold inward while she was sitting down during an interview. Wendy pointed at the moment and said that no pregnant woman would normally bend down to sit the way Beyonce did in that clip. Wendy also questioned a photo Beyonce shared to prove her bump was real. Wendy basically brushed it off and joked that a picture like that did not prove much, saying that someone who just ate a big burrito could push their stomach out and look similar. And then things got even more dramatic. Wendy actually ran a little experiment with members of her own staff to test the theory about the bump. At the same time, she kept saying she hoped the rumors were not true because if they were, it would be a huge scandal. But the moment Wendy aired all of that, the backlash hit hard. The reaction from fans and viewers was intense, and people came at her from every direction. The backlash that followed was loud and relentless. Fans of Beyonce flooded social media and talk shows, accusing Wendy of crossing the line and spreading disrespectful rumors about a very personal moment in someone's life. Many people felt Wendy was digging too deep into something that should have been left alone. Still, Wendy did not fully back down from the conversation. She continued discussing the rumors on her show, reminding viewers that she was reacting to stories that were already circulating everywhere online. To Wendy, it was simply part of doing her job as a talk show host who covers celebrity headlines and trending gossip. And the wild part about all of this is that Wendy was not even the first person to talk about the rumor. She was simply discussing a story that had already gone viral across blogs and entertainment sites. Yet somehow she ended up being the one taking the biggest heat for bringing up the alleged baby bump situation. What made it even stranger to some viewers was that Wendy had talked about Beyonce many times before on her show. For years, she would throw little jokes and sharp comments about Beyonce's speaking voice. Wendy even once said that Beyonce sounded like someone with a 5th grade education and joked that viewers might need closed captioning when she speaks. At another moment, Wendy shared her opinion that Beyonce could have been cast in the Disney film The Princess and the Frog instead of Alicia Keys. But Wendy also added some heavy shade, saying Beyonce would probably need elocution lessons if she wanted her speaking style to fit a polished Disney role.
She's a real looker, and she's a great singer, but she speaks the Ebonics, and that might not be good for a Disney movie.
And that was not the only controversy connected to Beyonce over the years. Critics have also accused her of borrowing or copying other artists' styles. One situation people still bring up involves the song Kissing You by Desiree. Beyonce later recorded a version for her B-Day album called Still in Love Kissing You and even listed herself with writing credit. Reports later suggested that the agreement to use the song had not fully gone through, yet the track was still recorded and a video was created for it. That situation quickly turned into a serious dispute. Reports started spreading that Desiree and her team were not happy at all about how the song had been used. The original version of Kissing You was known for its soft and emotional sound, but Beyonce's version was changed into a much more upbeat style, which allegedly went against the original agreement. Because of that disagreement, legal action reportedly followed, and the music video for Still in Love Kissing You was eventually pulled. The track also disappeared from certain releases connected to the B-Day album. The whole situation added more talk to the long list of debates critics already had about Beyonce's creative choices. So when Wendy Williams spoke about Beyonce and these different controversies on her show, some viewers felt she was simply continuing conversations that had already been happening in the public eye for years. Still, the reaction toward Wendy became intense, and many people believed she had pushed things too far. When Desiree realized what had happened with the song, the situation quickly turned into a legal battle. Reports said she took the matter to court and sought around $150,000 in damages. On top of that, she also pushed for the distribution of Beyonce's version of the track to be stopped completely. But that was not the only situation that had people raising eyebrows. Another artist named Jennifer Armour once claimed that she had sent a demo of her song Got a Little Bit of Love for You to Beyonce's record label, Columbia Records. Then, a few months later, Jennifer said she heard Beyonce's song Baby Boy playing on the radio and felt the melody sounded extremely familiar. Jennifer Armour ended up filing a lawsuit over the issue. However, the case did not go in her favor because she could not prove to the judge that Beyonce had actually heard her demo before recording Baby Boy. Without that direct connection, the claim could not move forward. And honestly, some critics say the list of people who have made similar accusations over the years is pretty long. Some even joke that it would take an entire day just to go through every single claim that has been mentioned online. This is also something Wendy Williams used to bring up often during her Hot Topics segments. At one point, a filmmaker even sued Beyonce, claiming she copied visuals from his short film for the Lemonade trailer. Wendy pulled up what she called receipts on her show and pointed out similarities in certain images like graffiti walls, parking garages, and grassy scenes, before saying that it was not the first time Beyonce had faced accusations like that. Moments like that are exactly why Wendy kept bringing these conversations back to her Hot Topics table. She often argued that when multiple artists and creators start pointing out similar situations, people naturally begin asking questions. On her show, Wendy would lay out the clips, the images, and the headlines, then let the audience decide what they thought about it. Still, Beyonce's supporters were not having it. Many fans strongly pushed back and said that creativity in music and film often overlaps. They argued that similar visuals like graffiti walls, parking garages, or outdoor scenes can appear in many different projects, and that does not automatically mean someone copied another artist. But the tension between Wendy and Beyonce's fan base kept growing louder every time these topics came up. Each new comment from Wendy sparked another wave of debate online, and the conversation around Beyonce, the rumors, and the controversies kept spreading across blogs, social media, and talk shows.
So, do you feel like Beyonce might have copied? Yes. Would this be her first time being accused of biting off somebody else's style? No. Do we care? No.
Wendy also did not limit her commentary to just the baby bump rumors. Over the years on Hot Topics, she brought up several other controversies connected to Beyonce. For example, Wendy discussed the reaction to Beyonce's song, Bow Down, which stirred debate online because of its bold lyrics and confident tone. Wendy also spoke about the rumored tension between Beyonce and Rihanna, along with the long-running conversation about singer Carrie Hilson's career struggles, which many fans linked to past comments about Beyonce. Wendy even highlighted moments involving Beyonce's inner circle. At one point, she talked about Kelly Rowland, openly admitting that earlier in her life, she had struggled with feeling jealous of Beyonce's huge level of success. Wendy also brought up reports that Beyonce allegedly was not fully comfortable with her mother, Tina Knowles dating actor Richard Lawson, partly because of rumors about his occasional connections to Scientology. And of course, Wendy frequently talked about Beyonce's marriage to Jay-Z. On several episodes, she questioned whether parts of their relationship were carefully managed for public image. She also covered the many rumors about Jay-Z's alleged infidelity, including the unusual story involving a man who claimed to be Jay-Z's secret relative and reportedly tried to push for a paternity test. Yet somehow, out of all the topics Wendy discussed over the years, the baby bump rumor seemed to hit the biggest nerve. Even though many outlets were talking about it, Wendy appeared to receive the harshest backlash. Some people even started wondering if the intense reaction came from efforts to keep the details of Beyonce's pregnancy very private. And the more pushback people saw, the more suspicious some critics became, especially since rumors were already floating around that Jay-Z's alleged mistress, Kathy White, might have been expecting around that same time. That is where the story starts getting even more mysterious. Around the same period when all these rumors were swirling, the name Kathy White kept popping up in different conversations online. Some bloggers claimed that she had a close relationship with Jay-Z, and people began connecting the timing of everything to Beyonce's pregnancy announcement. According to the gossip that was spreading at the time, Kathy White was rumored to be expecting as well. Those rumors quickly caught attention because the timeline seemed to overlap with Beyonce revealing her pregnancy with Blue Ivy. Once that connection started circulating, the internet went into full detective mode. Wendy Williams briefly touched on these rumors during her discussions, pointing out how many strange stories were floating around the industry. She did not present it as confirmed fact, but she acknowledged that the rumors were gaining traction and people were asking questions. The story took another unexpected turn when reports later surfaced that Kathy White had suddenly experienced a medical emergency and was later reported to have passed following that incident. That shocking news only added more mystery to the situation, and for many people watching from the outside, the entire timeline began to feel even more puzzling. Now here is where some of the more shocking theories start circulating online. To this day, a few people even speculate that Kathy White might have been the one actually carrying Blue Ivy. Stay with me here, because this is one of those rumors that really sent the internet into a frenzy. For some background, the story that spread across blogs claimed that Kathy White experienced a sudden medical crisis around the same time Beyonce was pregnant with Blue Ivy. What made the situation even more dramatic was the claim that Kathy had recently spoken about her alleged relationship with Jay-Z shortly before that event. According to the rumors, Jay-Z had allegedly been seeing Kathy behind Beyonce's back for years, even before he and Beyonce officially got married. Around that time, Star magazine writer Liz Crokin reportedly contacted Kathy to ask about the alleged affair and whether she wanted to comment on the claims that were circulating. But then something unexpected happened. Reports said that Kathy suddenly experienced a serious medical emergency, and the official explanation given publicly was a brain aneurysm. Liz later explained that when she first tried to reach Kathy at her workplace, no one could locate her. After several attempts, she finally spoke with one of Kathy's coworkers and asked why Kathy had been missing. According to her, Liz, the coworker, delivered shocking news and said that Kathy was no longer around. Liz also claimed that sources told her Kathy had been considering speaking publicly with Star magazine about her alleged connection to Jay-Z. After hearing those claims, Liz said she began looking deeper into the story. Some blogs were already discussing the same rumors, and she eventually published a small piece about it in Star at the time. However, Liz later said she wanted to continue investigating the situation further, especially to find out whether Kathy had truly been expecting. But according to her, she was discouraged from digging deeper, and her editors were not interested in publishing any follow-up story about it. That decision not to continue the investigation made the situation look even stranger to people who were already following the story closely. Once the small article appeared, many readers expected more details to come out, especially with such serious rumors floating around at the time. But instead, the story seemed to disappear almost as quickly as it surfaced. Because of that, Online blogs and gossip forums started filling in the gaps with their own theories. Some people began claiming that powerful figures in the entertainment industry were working behind the scenes to keep the story from gaining more attention. Others believed the rumors were simply speculation that had grown bigger than the actual facts. Still, the timing of everything kept fueling conversation. Beyonce's pregnancy announcement, the rumors about Jay-Z's alleged relationship with Kathy White, and Kathy's sudden medical incident all happened within a relatively close window of time. For many observers, that sequence of events felt too unusual to ignore, and that is exactly why, years later, people still bring this story back up whenever discussions about Beyoncé's pregnancy rumors start circulating again online. The mystery around the situation never fully faded, and it continues to spark curiosity and debate across the internet. Even with all the uncertainty around the story, Liz Crokin has continued to stand by her belief that Jay-Z and possibly even Beyoncé were somehow connected to what happened to Kathy White. That claim has remained one of the most controversial parts of the entire rumor, and it is something that still sparks heated debates online whenever the topic resurfaces.
What do you mean she's dead? What happened to her? This was just a beautiful, young, seemingly healthy 28-year-old woman. I was told that she didn't have any health issues, and it was very shocking to hear. And her colleague did not know what happened to her or how she died or why she died, but all she knew is that she was dead. So obviously when I heard this, it was very troublesome and disturbing to find out that this woman who possibly was going to give me an exclusive story on her affair with one of the most powerful rappers in the world, that's very disturbing, and it certainly is very convenient for Jay-Z, isn't it, that she died?
Because of that, some people have pushed the theory even further, suggesting that Kathy may have been the one carrying Blue Ivy. Again, these claims remain unproven, but they continue circulating in certain corners of the internet where people try to piece together the timeline of events. Looking at the situation from another angle, some observers believe Wendy Williams repeating the fake pregnancy rumors may have only made things worse. By bringing the story to such a huge television audience, the speculation grew even louder. That could explain why Beyoncé and her team may have reacted strongly to the comments. There is also the possibility that the topic was extremely personal for Beyoncé because of her past health challenges during pregnancy. For example, when Beyoncé was expecting Rumi and Sir, she later revealed that the situation became very serious and required an emergency C-section. Beyoncé explained that she developed preeclampsia, a dangerous condition that can cause high blood pressure during pregnancy. According to her, the experience was one of the most difficult moments of her life. She shared that she weighed a little over 218 pounds on the day she gave birth and said her body went through intense changes during that time. She also revealed that during labor, there were moments when one of them experienced drops in heart rate, which forced doctors to act quickly and perform a C-section to protect everyone involved. For Beyoncé, it was a frightening and deeply emotional experience that showed just how much her body had endured during the pregnancy. Hearing Beyoncé speak openly about those health struggles gave many fans a completely different perspective. Pregnancy, especially when serious complications are involved, can be an extremely emotional and vulnerable experience. So when rumors and jokes about a fake baby bump started spreading, some supporters believed the comments may have hit a very sensitive nerve. From that point of view, it is easier to understand why the topic became such a serious issue. What some people treated as celebrity gossip might have felt deeply personal to Beyoncé, especially considering the physical challenges she later revealed she had gone through. Still, the debate around Wendy Williams never fully disappeared. Some viewers insist Wendy was simply doing what talk show hosts do, discussing the headlines and rumors that were already dominating the internet. Others believe that certain topics crossed a line and should have been handled with more care. Either way, the controversy surrounding the baby bump rumor, Wendy's commentary, and all the surrounding speculation has remained one of the most talked about celebrity stories for years. While Beyoncé never clearly said which of the two experienced the heart complications, rumors have circulated for years that the one in question may have been Sir. Some people even speculate that the stressful situation during pregnancy could have affected both individuals involved. Of course, that is something only the family truly knows. That is why many people continue asking questions about Beyoncé's pregnancies in general. Some wonder if there were also complications during her pregnancy with Blue Ivy. Others have even speculated about whether she may have needed medical assistance or possibly a surrogate at some point. None of that has ever been confirmed, but the conversations keep popping up online. What we do know is that Beyoncé's mother, Tina Knowles, once mentioned that Beyonce went through struggles before successfully conceiving. Hearing that made some fans believe the entire topic might be extremely personal for Beyonce, which could explain why she reacted strongly when the baby bump rumors started spreading.
She couldn't shield Beyonce from. Last time the miscarriage was so tragic.
No heartbeat.
The miscarriages.
Yes.
You had to, though, comfort her in the background. Tell us about that.
Well, it was a hard time. That loss is so, it's devastating. But it's 10 times worse when the public is saying crazy stuff about you at the time and that you can't address it. And for me, it was one of the hardest times of my life, was when they started the rumor that B wasn't really pregnant, because she had gone through these miscarriages and finally she's like pregnant, and she didn't tell anybody till she got past the bad part, the hard parts of that, and knew that it was sticking. And then for someone to start that rumor, I wanted to go off on people and I wanted to set the record straight, and she would not allow me to talk.
So maybe the situation was simply too sensitive, and that is why she pushed back so firmly when people questioned her pregnancy. Interestingly enough, this remains one of the very few personal topics Beyonce has ever publicly addressed.
I would never, ever take that for granted. It's the most powerful thing you can ever do in your life. And especially after losing a child, the pain and trauma from that just makes it mean so much more to get an opportunity to bring life into the world. It's something that you have to respect. It just seems like people should have boundaries. There's certain things that you just shouldn't play around with.
But it still leaves people wondering about the bigger picture. Would Beyonce really go to such lengths to defend something if it was not true? Or was Wendy Williams simply caught in the middle of a huge controversy that had already taken over the internet? For years, many people have claimed that Wendy talking about the baby bump story was the moment when rumors about her being mentally unfit started gaining traction. Some even believe that the fallout from that coverage had a lasting impact on her career. Now, I want to hear what you think. Do you believe it was fair that Wendy received so much backlash for discussing the fake bump allegations? Or do you think the reaction was understandable? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I really want to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves celebrity deep dives like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.